Good morning, everybody. My name is Grant Rivers. Welcome to another episode of The River's Edge. It is 5:30 this morning. Getting up a little bit early because I'm meeting with Kenny. He's the owner of Kenny's Kitchen, and we're going to be doing a semi-deep dive into cod fish and potatoes this morning. I'm going to meet him over at his restaurant and kind of see what his preparation process looks like and what it kind of takes to mass produce cod fish and potatoes, or the codfish breakfast, as we like to call it here in Bermuda. Codfish breakfast is a staple of Bermudian culture. It's something that we as Bermudians hold near and dear to our hearts, and it's just a good opportunity for us to get family and friends around the breakfast table. So the fact that he's letting me tag along this morning, or letting us tag along this morning, is just a really awesome treat. Let's get to the restaurant and see if we can hang out with Kenny and see what's going on.
It's going to be busy this morning because the road race is on. So we have a lot of people that's going to come get breakfast first, and then go on and watch the race. So it's going to be a busy morning.
Kenny, how long have you been doing this for?
Be 47 years I've been doing it now.
47 years.
47
wow.
years.
Who taught you to make the codfish breakfast?
Basically, I grew up in a foster home.
Really?
So my foster parents, that was a staple every Sunday.
Really?
Cod fish and potatoes.
Wow.
So while everybody else is outside playing, I was in the kitchen, watching them and everything, and took it from there.
And do you feel like you kind of had a passion for food?
I do. I had a passion to cook, and I love it. And in this business, especially the catering business, you have to love it. It's a lot of hours, a lot of hard work, but you have to enjoy it. And at the end of the day, when the customer's happy, satisfaction for me. We do an average 120 pounds of fish, cod fish, a week. And we peel 3 sacks of potatoes, which are 50-pound sacks, that we peel by hand. Our trusted peelers, it is done by hand, no machine, But one of the things we have in Bermuda is the potatoes that we buy are not graded. So we do have a potato peeler, an electric one, but because the potatoes are all different sizes, we have to do it by hand, otherwise we lose too many in the machine.
Gotcha.
So we have a good friend of mine comes in, he's retired now, and he comes in just to take away the boredom, and he helps peel the potatoes and the onions and the eggs. So we start on Thursdays doing our prep. Time Sundays come, it's the final product. But it's and every Sunday it's average 120 pounds of fish. Jeez. Every Sunday.
Do you know how many cartons of eggs?
We do about six trays of eggs, and it's 30 eggs on a tray, so it's 180 eggs. So
it's a lot
180 eggs. We go to at least 30 blocks of butter. It's a lot of food to push out.
That's a lot of prep.
Yep. And like you said, we start at 6:30, and normally by 10:30 we're sold out.
Wow. I know firsthand. I know firsthand.
So and it's a fast operation. The guys on the board with the sauces on board ready. Tracy gets the containers ready, so it's just a continuous smooth operation.
So really from 5:30 in the morning to
10:30 to 10:30, it's just non-stop. And then get this kitchen cleaned up and ready for the next function. So I got one at 12 o'clock, and then I got another birthday party at 7 this evening. So another long day. No time for the gym.
Kenny is obviously a very busy man. As you could probably tell, prep to get all the food ready for Sunday has to take place days in advance. And even with all the prep time, the day of is still a mad rush. So I think this raises 3 very important questions. What constitutes a codfish breakfast? Why is it so popular? And where does it come from? Well, the first question can be a bit hairy depending on who you talk to. A traditional meal can vary from one household to the next. In fact, this meal frequently finds itself in the middle of many fiery debates. Why? Well, when a meal is passed down through the generations, from a grandparent, parent, sibling, or caregiver, then the meal transforms into much more than a simple Sunday morning tradition. The recipes and quote-unquote right ways of preparation carry with them sentimental value. nostalgia, and deep dogmatic practice. I by no means feel my family makes the quintessential Bermudian codfish breakfast because we have family from America, such as my dad, Bermuda, such as my mom and grandma, Canada and the UK, and really all over. So our Sunday meals often possess the core elements of a codfish breakfast, and then people keep adding items to their plate. But it is a beautiful thing as people come around the table and engage in this hearty feast. According to a poll conducted by the Bermudian magazine, most Bermudians, approximately 57%, top their meal with some form of a tomato sauce. I love Kenny's personally because he and his crew get the seasoning just right. It's a very mild tomato-based sauce that doesn't have the sharp, acidic taste you'd expect. The poll found 53% of Bermudians use a butter sauce, with or without onions in it. Kenny's has onions, if you were wondering, and they taste well. Also, according to the Bermudian, only 17% use white sauce, while 95% of Bermudians eat this meal with boiled potatoes. 86% claim to include a banana with their meal to balance out the saltiness of the cod, which, if you've ever suffered the pain of eating a family member's codfish breakfast and they either didn't soak the fish overnight, didn't soak it for at least 10 to 12 hours, or change out the water several times, then you've suffered the excruciating pain of eating a codfish breakfast that tasted more like table salt than an actual meal. So sometimes the banana can really be a lifesaver in a pinch. 84% said that they have a hard-boiled egg somewhere on their plate, which is no surprise considering what Kenny stated earlier about the massive amounts of eggs he has to order each week. And finally, 79% stated they eat their breakfast with an avocado, which is my personal favorite. The creamy, buttery, even earthy undertones of a good avocado can always tame the saltiness inherent to this dish. Personally, I just love them for all the health benefits. The survey surprisingly didn't ask Bermudians about their preference for mayonnaise or cornbread. I believe my mother's habit of adding mayonnaise to literally everything stems from her childhood growing up eating this staple meal. Can you relate? I find that people either hate mayonnaise or they love it.
It's working out.
But I don't look cute today.
I don't either. We just not cool.
I was just gonna ask you, so how do you like to eat your codfish breakfast? Do you like to mix everything up or do you keep everything separate?
No, I definitely mix everything up. Both sauces, and then I cut up the banana, then put mayonnaise and kind of like just mix it all in, and eat it.
Yes, just like that.
Just like that.
Just like that.
But I watched Kenny and his team bag the delicious yellow bricks of gold for well over 2 hours. They each rotated in and out, taking turns cutting and serving the yummy sweet bread. I know there are plenty of cornbread lovers out there, so please feel free to comment down below if you're a big-time cornbread fan like myself. Personally, I think cornbread, in addition to a banana, really sets this breakfast off and gives it the sweet, contrasting qualities that propels it into a class all of its own. As I've watched Kenny literally sell out of this meal every Sunday for years, honestly, I began to ask myself, what makes this meal so popular? And also, where did it come from? Where were its beginnings? Well, the history is actually not as convoluted as you might expect. In the late 1800s, salt production was a key trade for the English. Bermuda enslavers had salt raking plantations in various parts of the Caribbean. They would take enslaved people from Bermuda to places such as Turks and Caicos to perform the brutal task of salt raking, then take the salt to places such as Newfoundland, where they would trade for salted cod. They would then sail to Bermuda and or the Caribbean, delivering salted cod. This was a cheap way to feed an ever-growing slave population, and over the years, the meal just stuck. I'd never say making this meal in the modern day is cheap by any stretch of the imagination, so that much has changed. It's definitely labor-intensive, and Bermuda is one of the most expensive countries in the world. But that doesn't deter a lot of people. The line is still always out the door, and Kenny's always putting smiles on customers' faces. So with that, I think it's safe to say people are still going to wake up at the crack of dawn to enjoy this one. Today was awesome. got to kind of look at the codfish breakfast this morning and get an inside scoop on what it takes to provide this breakfast to so many Bermudians around the island. But Kenny, thank you so much.
Quite welcome.
Do you have anything that you wanted to say?
So just what I say, just come give us a try if you haven't been here before, but come early. We open at 6:30, and normally by 10 o'clock, 10:30 we're sold out. Really appreciate it, and I appreciate all the people that have supported us through the years. Continue it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.